Okay, so back to Aquigibre and still on Python module. Let's just quickly talk about functions within Python. So okay, what I can do is just to save time is to wrap this guy to do function in Python. We use this keyword say def. Right, let me just I'm not doing anything with this anymore. So we use this def define then followed by the name of that function. So we can say okay, what do we want to do this. Okay, we can just call it name find greater. So this function, what it does is trying to find which one is actually greater, and for us, for Python to know that this is a function and it's meant to do this task, then we just need to tab it under it, and that's all. So that's actually how to create function. So this is a function within Python now. Okay, um this guy has turned to a function, and if you want to call the function, we can just say find greater, then we call it like this, and that's all. So that's all. So let's try to run the program. We should have the same thing. Let's say they are both, you can see, even though we've actually tried to say 20 is greater than 10, because we've actually wrap it with doing a function, so we can call this 10 times as we want to find greater, and I'm calling it twice, so we should expect the code to run twice. You can see it run twice. 20 is greater, 20 is greater. um, you just get the idea. Say 300 is greater than 10, and do so once we have 3000, says they are both equal, they are both equal. All right, let me give you a real life example. Maybe you want to sum a number. You can just define a function of say okay, find the sum, so which means addition. There we are going to take a and b as a parameter, then we are going to try to pack the results into C and say a plus b, then we are going to print C. So right here you can just go ahead and call the function find sum like that. So find sum, and if you try to run this code, it's just that is going to run. So missing to require argument a plus b, and that is because when we call this function, we didn't pass these argument to specify. So maybe I want to plus 100 plus 500, so that's 600. So let's run this program. As you can see, we print C. Do we just print C? I don't know where I was doing. I was so in a hurry, so just only C. Let's run the program again. You can see it return back 200 to us, 200 back to us, and this is why function is very important, because we can reuse this function as much as we want. So we can use this to 10, and this is 10, that's 20. We can reuse it again, this to 2000, that's 2500, I guess. And if we run this again, you can see we have 600, sorry, 20, then 2005. So that's how to deal with functions within Python. And I've actually shown you functions are parameters. So these are parameters we pass into functions. So these are parameters we take in function, then we we work on the parameter, then we print it out to find the sum of these guys. All right, little introduction to let me show other arithmetic operators within Python too. So we have, this is divide. If you want to actually want to divide it, so knowing that once this action performed by the function has already changed, we need to change the name of the function too. So just for to save time, I'm not going to change it. All right, if you run this, you can see we get the division of it, 0 0.2, 1.0, and 4.0. Yeah, that is actually how it's going to work. And if you want to multiply it, so we use the asterisk. We run this program, you can see we get this guy, so 500, 10, and 100,000, I guess. I think the remainder let me say should be with the equal sign. Let's see, yeah, it should be with the equal sign. You can see, so these are the remainders that we have. It's actually showing us their remainder. Yes, the remainder within 10, this one is 0. It said remainder within 5. There is no remainder for 500 with 2000, and there is remainder with 500 and 100. Yes, 100 is actually the remainder, to find the remainder of it. So that's a basic. And for For subtraction, it's going to be minus. Then we'll put it up like that. So it say the answer is minus 400. Obviously, this is 0, 10 minus 10 is 0, then 1005. Alright, so that's all about that. So next we are going to learn about string process. I'm just going to pack the two together to save time. The string process, automating task with bash.